spread yourselves out because we tend to get a little giggly in here when we have presenters. Okay. So it is now week. Grade 9s and 10s had a presentation yesterday. Grade 11s and 12s are tomorrow, and it's everybody today. And then on Friday, we're going to have a panel with 7th generation who are in the back. They're in the back. We're recording. I think we're going to be live. Are we live? Oh, we are live. So the whole community is watching. So we're going to show them, where do our hands go? Where do our feet go? Where are your eyes? Eyes, yes. Thank you, Courage. I was looking right at you too. 5, 4, 3. Come in, Conway. Have a seat. 2. Yeah, Reese. I see you, Reese. 1. Shh. Shouldn't hear anything. Hi, look how good you guys are. So good. All right, so today we have a speaker. He is speaking about addictions and recovery, I believe is what he told me, okay? I'd like you guys to give, once you're done giving the nice round of applause, you need to go back to being like this. Okay, so we have Mr. Willis Janvier here. Where'd you come from? Where do you come from? Moose Jaw. That's where he came from. Can we give him a round of applause, please? And please give him your full attention. Hi.
Hi. Top way. You guys, I got ADHD, so I'm going to keep moving around, okay? Anybody have that issue? Hey? Holy. Your principal is going to be mad at me because, yeah. So, Dante Willis Nitsigasin, Lalashkeate Ochinya, Clearwater River Dene Nation band member. I'm Dene. Absis Nehewe when I had to learn Cree in university. So thank you. I live in Moose Jaw now. We're gonna have fun today, okay? We're gonna laugh a little bit, maybe cry. Hey, it'll be fun. Just give me 45 minutes to an hour, and I want to be able to create conversation with you guys because I wish that when I was in high school on the res, I wish someone did this with me, right? I know it's been all week about addiction. What has it been like? Is it kind of boring or what? You guys think it's boring? Is it interesting? It is, eh? But once again, I want to thank you guys for inviting me to your community. Boy, there's a lot of stuff here. I didn't think there was a rush hour on the res last night. I couldn't make it to the powwow in time. You guys have a Subway too? Oh, even the band hall. We had KFC yesterday for lunch. It's real fancy Indians around here. But thank you once again, Masi. And I'm a Dene speaker, fluent Dene speaker. That's my first language. A little bit about myself as we go into the presentation. I grew up in Lalash. I grew up in a small town, just like you guys. You guys have more members than we do. We're about 4,000 on the res. My treaty number is 401. Hey, just kidding. Yeah, I'm going to start writing it down, eh? Yeah. And I grew up on the res. You know, as a kid on the res, sometimes we have challenges and barriers. I grew up in a loving home. My mom was on welfare. She was a hustler. A single mom. Who's raised by a single mom here, just like me? Holy, look at that. We're already relatable to each other. I love my mom. Hey, when you get home tonight, tell them you love them. But my mom did whatever she could to make sure that my sisters and we had whatever we can to be able to succeed. She used to bring me breakfast as a kid. Now you guys get breakfast at school. I was a lazy kid in school. You see, as a kid, I remember them fights in the house, one parent stabbing the other. Till this day, you know, they talk about intergenerational trauma. That's trauma. For little Willis, at 5, 6 years old, to see one parent stab the other. Till this day, I can still see it. The reason I tell you this is because I didn't know how to express my feelings. A lot of times I grew up with the local winos. You know what the local winos are? The street people. They were like my uncles. I grew up with them. I remember when I was a baby, I'd see in the photo albums, and some of you kids don't know what photo albums are now because you have them in the palm of your hands. But back in the 90s, we had these books with pictures in them. You do? Nice, nice. So when I was a baby, I'd be sitting on my dad's lap, a bandana on my head with a beer bottle in my hands. You see, my environment I became in the future. That's what that was modeled for me at home. I didn't know how to express myself. So as I got older and I got angry at my mom because my mom and dad split up, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was alcohol's fault. My dad moved a street over. I miss my dad. Anybody else miss their dad? You get so angry, you want to punch the door and the walls because I didn't know how to express it. I wasn't angry. I was sad. I was hurt. A little boy that misses his dad that came around once in a while. On my birthday, he would give me a $100 bill. He would come down to kiss me and I would smell booze on his mouth. Anybody else experience that? Right? It doesn't feel good. It's shameful. It's embarrassing to have to go through it. I remember he would show up to my hockey games and do the best he could. He would talk, and my coaches would say, you know, your dad always shows up, but he's always drunk. I'd say, yeah, he's an alcoholic. For a boy that's 10 years old to say that about his dad, I tried to be tough. Little boys are taught to be tough. Hey, boys don't cry. Who's heard that? Man, I cry every day if I could. But I cry when the cup is full and I gotta let it out. Don't be shy to cry. It's okay. They're lying to you when they say that. So I continue on. My mom met somebody. I got a stepfather who's still sort of in my life today. By 10 years old, I've been in 2 drug busts. You know what it's like on the res? Res gossip is faster than Wi-Fi, eh? Res gossip is pretty quick. So 10-year-old Willis, I go to school the next day, and a setting like this, it's embarrassing for me. I'm ashamed. You know, when you're 10 years old and you got to go use the washroom and there's a cop watching you pee, it doesn't feel like I had to stand up. And that was it. You see, at the time it was weed. Nowadays we deal with crystal meth and cocaine. By 13, I had my first drink. My oldest brother, see, he's this tall guy. He's like 6'7", eh? Hey? But he's a tall guy. I would hang around with him because I wanted to belong. You ever feel like you don't belong with your friends? So you do things to try to be a part of? Maybe it's being the class clown like I was. I didn't know how to express what was happening at home, so I come to school and I make noise and I throw things. I try to be funny. Well, I'm still the same person. I've just learned to express it differently. That's how I was as a teenager. 13 years old, I had my first drink. My oldest brother gave it to me. It was Colt 45. It was the grossest thing ever. By 15, I had my heart broken. Who's had their heart broken? Oh, it sucks, eh? You still got a hickey too on your neck? Hey? You guys remember that? If you ever had your first hickey after the powwow? Yeah. But the reason I tell you this, not many people, so I'm proud of you for raising your hand. Not many people are going to say, my heart is broken. For the little boys in here, the young men, just because a girl broke your heart doesn't mean you go and break the next one and play with them. Because that's what I did. I got a beautiful 14-year-old daughter now. It's some of the things that I'm afraid of. And that goes for the girls too. Equally, you both matter. Because hurt people continue to hurt people. I always wanted to leave the res. Anybody want to leave the res and move to the city? Oh yeah, I do. But sometimes it's tough, eh? It feels like there's a giant wall around the res. You ever feel that way? Like something you can't get over? How am I going to live in the city? I don't even know how to order McDonald's because I didn't speak English. Dene is my first language. I had to learn English in school. I only know how to order a Big Mac and a 2-piece at KFC. But as a kid, you see, anybody ever spent time with their grandma? Hey, man, you're cooking? My grandma would just sneak $20 bills every time she'd get a check or something. Anybody else do that? They'd be like, here, don't tell your mom. Yeah. How many cookums do that to their grandchildren? Oh, look at that right there. Yeah. My grandma, I remember they would send us away to Prince Albert. We would go play bingo with her at Carnival Bingo. Anybody go to bingo with their cookum? Yeah. Now whose cookum is their safe space? They know they go there. There's no alcohol or there's no drugs. There's probably no shouting. Because it's the holiday seasons are coming up. Man, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the holiday season because we grew up on welfare. We used to put things on layaway. And the holiday season, I was afraid it would create anxiety. I didn't know this because I thought I wouldn't get something. Maybe you're like that too. And that's something I carry today. You know, to be able to talk about it and share with you guys. That we're all the same, no matter what generation you grew up in. So I graduated high school at 17 and I moved to the city. I moved to Calgary. Then I came home. I played hockey all my life. I came here like 20 years ago with the Winter Hawks, I think they were called. I was going to play here and then I left. And I continued playing hockey. My mom, it's because of her I'm here today. That's why I tell you, the single mothers, they're hustlers. They do whatever they can to make sure we don't go without. She still does. I'm her favorite, I think. Anybody their mom's favorite or what? Yeah, see, own it. How many mama's boys here too? Me too. My mom will do anything. I'll be like, hey mom, I want some bannock and fish. Okay, right away, I'm sending it. Yeah, you love that. Take it all in. You know, when I continued to play hockey, as I started playing hockey more and my friends, we would hang out and we would have these poker games and go to these tournaments. But I left LaLache. I always wanted to leave the res. I moved to Fort McMurray in 2006. I worked in the oil field. You see, it became regular for me as I started drinking. I would go out. By the time I'm 23 years old, my daughter's born. I got a beautiful baby girl now. She's 14. She just turned 14. I was away for her birthday, which makes me sad because I missed a lot of it. You know, but at 23 years old, I got addicted to cocaine. Cocaine is something that is glamorized now. They say, hey bro, just put it on your gums. Your mouth will go numb. How many people see on social media who shotguns the fastest? We make it look cool, right? We see it all the time on social media. They don't tell you that, you know, in high school they teach you that cocaine and crystal meth is made with stuff under your kitchen sink. What they don't tell you on social media is that one day you're going to be standing around a dirty countertop in a bathroom with a rolled up $5 bill with 4 other dudes. That's how I was. And I was addicted before I even tried it. I was addicted because I made myself believe. And if you realize it, I haven't said much about alcohol here. The whole time I barely talk about alcohol. But the things that I spoke about led me to use and make me feel confident and powerful. Cocaine did that for me. Before I even tried it, because I made myself believe, hey bro, let's go get some. I didn't even do it. Remember I asked you about wanting to belong? That's what I did. That little boy that grew up on welfare with no money, always wanting things, chaos at home. Sure, why not? That environment that I grew up in, I'm living it now. So a lot of us, we go through these scenarios that keep us there. So my daughter is born, man, oh man. You know, as a young father, I always said anytime if you hurt my daughter, I'm gonna hurt you. But there was times I never showed up. You know, I would go on a vacation with their family and I'd be on the way driving, drunk driving everywhere, playing hockey, chasing girls. That became normal for me. So I was on vacation with her family. I get back to Saskatoon. I go to the west side. I meet the dealer. I do my lines of cocaine. And I'm having an overdose. For those of you that think that whatever I'm sharing is not of any value to you, I hope you hear that. For those of you that are triggered in one way or another, that choose to make a little bit of noise, think about your friends near you. I never thought I'd be going closing. I thought, oh man, my mom's gonna find out. My mom, who brought me breakfast in the morning, raised us on welfare. How would I repair? By being a cocaine addict, alcoholic, just because I thought I had a job, I was doing the right things. No. Didn't show up for my daughter. We thought she was abused in daycare. I said, okay, find out what happened, I'll be there. Instead, I ended up drunk and high in Edmonton for 3 days. She's heard the story. She knows. She doesn't remember. She was 2 years old. I'm passed out. My daughter's running around all alone. I remember that as a kid. Running around, a little boy, nobody around, parents trying to get rid of their hiccups because they're too drunk. Now I'm doing the same thing. And that's the reason why I tell you, talk about our feelings, to express it, to learn to trust people, because us res kids, we don't know how to trust. We think they're just going to carry that gossip on. So in that moment, I said, I need help. I thought I was living a good life. I paid my child support. One day, you guys are going to get there. One day, one of you might be presenting up here. Don't let it be about alcohol. You can go on and write your goals down and chase whatever you want to do. Just because you're on the res doesn't mean you can't do it. Remember that. Whatever society has been telling us for 150 years, don't believe it. You can do anything on the palm of your hands now. So at 23 years old, 24, I continued to live like that. 2014, after that, I went home to Fort McMurray. You see, when you work in the oil field, I operated a bulldozer, a grader, all that stuff. From the time I was 18 years old till 2020. And I'm very thankful for that, because a lot of young men on the res, they don't pursue work at all. And I see it now, and I'm very thankful. I just wanted to work all the time. All the friends that I grew up with, they would get a job and quit for a little bit. Recently, I listened to Chief Clarence Louis, and he talked about this. A lot of young men don't want to work. So I'm proud of it. And I continued on. I get back to Fort McMurray. I go out. Every time we went out, I would hang out with my friends, and we would go to a restaurant or something and then end up in a garage. It became normal for me. And at this time, I drove myself across town. I picked up my drugs. For 2 days, I was up. I didn't know I was doing crystal meth. So when they share this with you in school, don't think I'm not going to be that person, because I didn't think I was going to be that person. I thought I was a very grateful kid until it became time to take risks. Now I'm high on crystal meth, and I didn't even know. I was hooked. Thank God I had no more money. Addiction will take everything from you. A 6-figure salary that leave you with nothing. You know, and that's something that I always continue on, because I deal with grief and loss all the time. I knew I needed help. So I went to treatment. First time, it didn't work. My girlfriend left me. Anyone's girlfriend ever left them for someone else? Man, oh man, that was me. I still miss her. Hey. But you see, all the things I drug her through, it came back with me. And it's true, it's real. She left me for someone else. It wasn't going my way. I relapsed. March 5th, I drove all the way to BC again, because that's where they sent me away. They got me in touch with a counselor. And I drove myself to NAAAW this time. I'd never been on the ocean, never been on a ferry, never seen it. I'm rationing this little bag because, you see, when you start doing, you get into this life, it becomes a network. I could get it anywhere. Stop in Calgary, hey bro, hook me up, that's it. Today I don't have that mentality. I had to change it. March 5th, I got there. March 4th, there was a liquor store on my right, I remember. Because in my mind, I like to push buttons. Who likes to push their principal's button here? All of them. Yeah. So you guys know what it's like. For me, in my mind, I said, I'm going to delay my intake because I knew the process now. Just like you like to poke, I like to push the buttons. I like to take risks. I was going to risk getting fired instead of getting help. March 5th, I woke up there. That was the first time I've been clean in a while. And it's been 10 years. I've been sober over 10 years now. It's been this year 10 years, and it's just one day at a time. You know, recovery is something that is beautiful. I get to do this. I get to share my story and hope it helps you. It's not about the drugs and the alcohol. It's about what we go through inside at home, what we don't express, what we hide from each other. You know, my brother played hockey here. His name was Rambo. He committed suicide. Anybody else deal with suicide? My cousin committed suicide. It's sad. You know, for young people, please reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to talk to an adult. I wish he did. It was his third attempt before he succeeded. Today I still miss him. I was gifted an eagle feather because I stayed sober and grieve with him. I grieve every day. You know, that little boy that missed his dad, 2018, my grandma, you know my grandma I used to play bingo with, I was telling you, I woke up, she passed away. I no longer have grandparents. I woke up the next day, my grandpa passed away. You know that home you get sent to because your mom and dad are going drinking? It's taken from me now. So I deal with grief and loss. And if you're anything like me, man, I cry a lot. I was a little crybaby when I was a kid too. In 2019, you know, it became regular for me. I grew up without my dad. He was around all the time, and our relationship got better. In 2019, he lost his battle to cancer. I miss my dad, that little boy that finally got to have a bit of a relationship. Now I got to go home and lay him to rest. I've had every reason to start drinking again, but I choose every day to stay sober. It is possible to go through these challenges and not reach for that drink, that F it. How many say F it and just do it? I've had to change my vocabulary. So at that time I said, I want to help people. I'm going to go to university, and I did. You know, for those of you that are in school, when I was in high school, I had 17 of them mercy passes. 50 to 55, I kid you not. You think that would have got me in university at 18? Probably not, eh? I would have spent more time. But I was lazy in high school. If you're anything like me, my last year of school, I made sure I had no classes in the morning, just so I can sleep in. And my behavior showed in my work ethic. 17 just mercy passes. In 2020, I started university. Just 2 weeks ago, I graduated as an Indigenous social worker. You know, I've had a better average in university than I did in high school. I didn't get 50s. So I tell you, how many people have TikTok? Everybody got TikTok in here? So during my university degree, I started a podcast. I started sharing language. I make TikToks. I don't do the cheesy little dances though. Maybe some of you do. But I share my language and culture on social media. How many people see adults fighting on social media? Holy, eh? They're wild, eh? Does it mean it's okay for us to do it? What we give power to, we continue to do. If we don't talk about it, if we don't acknowledge it, because we know it happens. It happens a lot on the res. I deal with racist people all the time on my posts. I gotta delete old white men. And I'm not afraid to say that, even though if it's on air, because it's true. First Nations kids, you still deal with racism in 2025. Now, if we do it to one another, none of us will leave the res. Someone might resort to taking their own life because they don't know how to express the bullying that we deal with. When I was a kid, I had this braid. I got bullied. I got called a girl many times because I had a braid. I had this big mullet, you know. I looked like Don Burnstick when he came on the scene. But bullying, I started doing it when I got in high school too. So these things I still got to manage on my social media. I got over like 20,000 followers but it's always about sharing language and our culture and positivity. There's enough negativity to go around. If we can sprinkle a little bit of positive, just like they do with the 7th Gen Productions. I do the same thing. I've been learning as I go. And now this is my work. This is what I do. And I'm very thankful every day. I thank God every day. You know, I want to challenge you guys. How many speak Cree? Up, sis? Little bit? Hey, if a Dene guy can learn Cree, there's no reason you guys can't, okay? And I mean it. I've had to learn Cree in university. So there's no reason you guys can't speak it. Remember that. I'm going to challenge you guys because language and culture is something that's very important to me. Because I've been able to do this, I carry a drum. I'm learning the songs. Sometimes it's hard to drum and sing at the same time, and it teaches us harmony. So all these things that are hidden in our culture. So I'm going to challenge you because I'm sure a lot of teachers, they use the medicine wheel in their classes now. No? You guys use the medicine wheel? Right? So emotionally, me in Dene said, yeah, my heart hurts. It's easier for me to say it in my language. Physically, I visit with 90-year-old elders and talk about treaty, talk about what it was like back in the day. Their stories would be different here. I've been to so many isolated communities. I was in one in Northwest Territories last week. And everywhere I went, just like Don said. So now we create that connection physically. It's so easy. Yesterday, the elders at Don said, shake everybody's hand. I was taught that. Spiritually, I can pray in my language. You guys probably have prayer in Cree here. Mentally, it's easier for me to process English like I did in university. Because there's this idea that if we know English, we're going to be smarter. Has anyone ever heard that? Learning your own language is better than learning the English language, I can tell you that much. It's not going to hinder you. I got a degree. My sister's got a master's degree. There's so many people in here that speak their language and they still get that education. So I'm going to challenge you, fill it in more. How much value do you have in your language? Find ways that it's going to benefit your medicine wheel. So maybe that's the teachers can do that exercise. Challenge the young people. I get to do a lot of cool things and hang out with my daughter. My daughter teaches me all about 6, 7 and all of these things that, what's up, bruh? She's into Sephora. How many into Sephora here? Sometimes I got to go buy some drunk elephant stuff or face wash, whatever it is. Some beauty, whatever it is, makeup. She doesn't get to grow up in the environment I grew up in. I know you don't have to think about it now, but whatever you do now might influence that in the future. If you're a lazy kid in school like me, just wanted to get out and leave the rest, no direction. That's where I ended up. Don't let that happen to you. Today, I always teach her Dene. She's half Munyao. Her mom is Munyao from Muscha. We were shacked up for a little bit and it didn't work out, right? So I try to learn, Cree is my 3rd language, so I try to snag in 3 languages now, eh? It hasn't worked much though. Just still single, all alone. But I try to pass these on to my daughter. We were at a Cold Lake powwow. I was emceeing and I said, who's got boys here? Everybody that had boys stood up. I said, you keep them away from my daughter. Couple weeks later, she said, "Dad, are we related to the Pichets? I didn't know she was snagging already at the powwow scene in Cold Lake." So she's picking up our traditions. But not only that, she wants to learn the language more now. I've been talking to her since she was a baby. A couple of years ago, I'll leave you guys with this. How long has it been? 30, 40 minutes?
It is 12:09.
12. Oh, look at that. Good timing. Just internal clock. Whose ADHD is going? Yeah. Even the teachers are like, man, this guy better stop here. I'm being overstimulated. It is overstimulating, isn't it? Hey? Is it? But I hope it makes it easier to have that conversation for you guys, okay? Because a lot of young people get overstimulated. I get that way. I didn't know I had ADHD until I started university. But one thing I've learned is I don't label myself someone with ADHD. I just recognize that I have it. I work around it. If I get overwhelmed, I'll step away. If I need to have a nap, I'll have a nap. So I find solutions to deal with my own self-diagnosis of ADHD. So I will leave you guys with this. A couple years ago, I was speaking at a youth conference. I went home. I was 8 years sober. You guys notice I never talk about drugs much? It has nothing to do with it. It has everything that we're dealing with now. Please remember that. Learn to talk to one another. Help your bro out. But I woke up at home. I was 8 years sober. I'd never been sober this long. My mom was there. She made us breakfast. My daughter was coming with me because we're going to Edmonton. Who vacations in Edmonton? I don't know. Every kid likes going to Edmonton. You know, white people, they'll go to Florida. We go to Edmonton. I don't know why that is. I remember my first trip to Edmonton, but my daughter's with me. So my daughter's with me on this trip. I got to speak to, I think it was like 500 kids, the Treaty 6. Maybe some of you were there. This was a couple years ago. And I'm 8 years clean. I'm driving and I see this eagle. And I share this with my daughter because the teachings of the eagle, you know, someone is guiding us, someone is looking after us. To receive an eagle feather is one of the highest honors, you know, being wrapped in a blanket, not a snagging one, but one in ceremony that will teach us, that will comfort us in the times of need. So I always share these things with my daughter, and she says, "Okay, Dad, I'm just playing Roblox," and she's glued to her iPad, you know, not paying attention, and I'm almost crying because it's something special to be 8 years clean. Your daughter's never seen you drunk or high. I have a son too. I don't mention him too much when I present. 8 years clean, there's an eagle up ahead, and somehow, by the grace of God, I pray every day to God, the Creator. I get to share this with her. She says, "Okay, Dad, can we get Robux in the next town?" So I continue on. She makes me laugh, and I'm crying, and I'm thankful I get to experience this. And we get right above this eagle, and it's not an eagle, it's a crow. You see, Creator takes us on this wild ride of not dealing with emotions, but don't forget to laugh. Humor will help us find out where we're brittle, where we're fragile, and that's where we deal with it. Reach out to the people that are here to help you, and your friends. Support one another. Talk to each other. Tell somebody. Don't shame each other. Hi, nananaskaman masicho. Thank you for allowing me to speak here.
Thank you. First of all, before we let him go, I have some things I need to say, okay? I just want to say thank you for coming. Hi, Mr. Ninanaskamon, because everything you spoke about is everything that we try to teach them, and we tell them that all the time. And I know this is my first year here, and already from September to now, we have come such a long way. And I'm so thankful. You guys are doing so good, and I'm so proud of you guys, because he was sent here for a reason. Moy kunta, it's not for nothing. Because I think we needed this reminder of how important school is. Because just like you, I was the kid with the 50s and the 60s. That was me. And it was like sports that saved my life, you know. And also talking about those addictions, because it's going to happen. It's always going to be offered. And then also the language. Our language is real important. And that's what we need to bring back, is that language and that culture. We're going to do photo ops. Okay, we're going to take him outside after this. He's going to do photo ops, but first, before that, I want to give you a gift and say thank you for coming. I know you like hats. So, again, thank you. Check your gift out real quick. Check it out. And it's almost the same style as what you have. Here, I'll hold your bag. So he's a bear now, because we're the Sakaskohc bears. I'll hold your bag. Yep, check it out. It's almost the same style, yeah. Then you have a toque there in case you gotta go way up north again. Wow! Good, there you go, and there's something else in there too. Okay, just one more thing. I know that when we have speakers who come like this, it's tough. And sometimes you get triggered because this is real life, and this is the life that we live in Onion Lake. I know everything he was talking about, I connected. Okay, so we're gonna have our smudge available for you guys if you wanna ground yourselves. We're gonna get the smudge going. You guys smudge yourselves. It's always good to ground yourselves, okay, because sometimes it's a little heavy. Okay, so we'll take him outside, we'll do photo ops. You guys, just like the last presenters, will line up and we'll get a nice backdrop going. Bring your cameras, we'll take your pictures, stand in a line. Again, one more time. I think we said, how do you say it in Cree? Give him a round of applause. Pagamti Temaha. Yes. And thank you again. We'll wait for you out there, okay?